D2DNY, Real World HVAC Simplified. And now, in this video, I am on a service call. This is a elevator machine room AC in New York City. So I figure I'll do a video. I've never done a video like this from start to finish on a service call. So before getting to the video, I want you to smash that bell icon or subscribe or smash the bell icon, whichever one you want to do first. All right, so that when I upload videos like these, you get them right away. Okay, so just arrived on the service call, and here's my tools. This is my toolbox right here. All right, got my Parker Smart service toolkit. That's all I got, and I'm gonna get into the service call. So the first thing I do, step by step, I check on my thermostat. Cool, it's on cool on, and set point is 75. Space temp is 82. All right, it's saying replace batteries. Maybe that's the problem. The thermostat battery is low. We'll find out. Stay tuned. So let me give you a full view of the unit. It's a carrier unit, and this is a remote condenser. So these two pipes, here's your liquid line, and here's your discharge line, compressor discharge, and this is your liquid line leaving the condenser, going back into your metering device. All right, so I'm going to give you a show of the unit. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. Now, before I open up the unit, one obvious thing that you can notice is that we have airflow. Yeah, baby, we have airflow. So we know that at least right now, if our compressor was to be running, we'd have cooling. All right, so we have airflow. So that's a diagnostics already within itself. Right away, I have airflow. If I didn't have airflow, that would be the first place I'm gonna look. All right, so we have airflow. So just want to point it out. All right, so let me remove these panels to get access to the control section. Go. 2 screws. These are 3/8. I should make my 3/8 bit. It's always good to keep your work area clean or clear, especially I'm working next to that, and that's danger right there. So you got to be aware of your surroundings. So we have the terminal block right here, and what I'm going to do is get my multimeter and make sure that I'm getting a call for cooling at the unit. So I know the thermostat is already on. It says on. Got my fan running. This is my fan contactor. It's pulled in, as you can see. And here's my compressor contactor. That's not pulled in. We have a little lockout logic right there. It's a compressor lockout logic. All right, so I'm gonna grab my meter. I don't necessarily know which one is cooling, which one is fan, because it's just labeled 1, 2, 3, 1 through 8, and I have no schematic or wiring diagram, as you can see. So that should be fun. I'm gonna grab my meter. There. All right, so I have my meter ready, my tester, my multimeter. So I don't know which is R, which is G, which is Y, which is C. I don't know, but I could see here that these are my thermostat wires, clearly. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. So I'm gonna say that this could be R, G, Y, and common. Again, 24 volts hot, G for fan, Y for cooling, and C for common. I don't know exactly if that's how it is, but 4 wires leaving, 4 wires going to my thermostat. That's what you need for cooling. So let me go ahead, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to be checking from these 4 wires, because these other wires here, as you can see, these ones, clearly, these are factory stake-ons. These yellow ones, they're aftermarket. They're not factory. These was done after the fact. These are factory connections, factory. All right, you can see the factory connections. Same over here on the contactor. All right, they look the same. So these are all factories, these ones. But this one, and this one, and this one, all 4 wires, which is thermostat. So again, it should be, one should be R, one should be G, one should be Y, and one should be C. 4 wires, that makes sense. So let's check. I'm gonna go to common ground. This right here I know is 24 volts because this is the fuse, our circuit breaker. This thing right here. Alright, so that's the resettable fuse on your low voltage side. So I know this is 24 volts hot right here. So this one right here, for a fact, 24 volts hot. Let's see. Go on that. Go to ground. 24 volts hot, baby. Alright, so let's check the second one. If we're calling for fan, we should have 24 volts on another wire. And if we're calling for cooling, we should have 24 volts on another wire. So it should be 3 wires with 24 volts if we're calling for a fan and compressor, right? So we got a 24 volts hot, which should have, that's 1 wire. And then if the thermostat is calling for fan, we should have 24 volts on the fan wire, which is G, whichever one this is. And then we should also have 24 volts on the cooling wire. So let's check. So we'll go this ground. So this wire right here, second pair, second wire, 24 volts, baby. So the third one right here, 24 volts or 27 volts rather, same thing. All right, so then this one right here must be C. Let's go to that one and go to 24 volts hot. Yeah, so that's the common. All right, fair enough. So we got, that tells me my thermostat is calling. All right, so I'm gonna move down here. Got a lockout logic here. Let's see what's going on. There should be a terminal in here, which should be marked as X. The X terminal, if it has 24 volts, that means it's locked out. So this bottom terminal with the orange wire right here, that's X, this one. right, so I want to see if I have 24, and if I'm not mistaken, actually, how about this right here? Look at that. You see that, guys? The terminals are labeled. Look at that. They're in the back. They were hiding from me. See? Y1, Y2, W, so on and so forth. So here's the X terminal right there. That comes off the logic. Terminal X on the logic. So I'm gonna check here. If I have 24 volts here, that simply means the lockout logic is active. Right? Now we gotta figure out why is it active. So let's go here. Terminal X from my lockout logic. Go to ground. Yup. It's locked out. Alright, so now I'm going to have to, I could reset it right away and see what happens. But before I do that, I'm going to go connect the smart tool. Stay tuned. Okay, so I have my smart pressure probes, high and low side, on my wrench, adjustable wrench, and my service wrench. You have to open this valve to connect your sensor here. So once I do this, move this cap. That's the low side, compressor suction. Screw this on. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on first. I'm gonna power it on. Now, if you like what you see in here, don't forget to subscribe. That's on. Smash that bell icon. Okay. And for the other one, down bottom here, I think this is a liquid line, and this one is a discharge. Am I correct? Yep, that's what it is. Discharge. It's a discharge right here. That's the liquid line. Now you can swing this open if you like. Put my light off of that. Give you some more access. But I don't have to do that. I can get my hands in there. It's all right. But you can open this if you like. I don't like to do that because of all the wires coming through. You know, if I don't have to, I'll leave it the way it is on these type of units. Okay, so let me get the high side connected. Turn this on. This it's on. Move my cap. Cap is removed. And you want to keep these, don't lose these guys. Put them in a safe spot. Alright. Go ahead and reach in. Now I'm going to open the cap right here. It wasn't really tight. Open the first one. Ooh. Oh, that valve was rather tight. I needed both hands. On this valve, you have to turn in. Alright, so it's already cracked. Alright, so this way is closed. So it's closed right now. That's all you need to crack it off the back. That's good enough. So it's already open. Oh, that was not easy. Alright, so here. Now this one here, you're going to have to unscrew it. Right? Oh, that wasn't so bad. So you see, just turn in, you close, and that's open. All you need to do, guys, is crack it off the back. Just crack it to measure your pressures. All right, so let me go ahead and get the app open. Stay tuned. That's the app. Go ahead and so this system is R22, and I'm reading the low side. I'm not reading my high side. Actually, I'm reading my high side, not my low side. I think my low side I turned off. I went to sleep. So let me hit it right here. All right, so I'm equalized at 146. This system is R22. All right, so not bad for standing pressures. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and reset the unit. I'd prefer the digital readout anyway, so I'm going to switch that back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and reset the unit. Stay tuned. Okay, in order to reset the unit, you simply have to disconnect the cooling signal, right? You could disconnect the cooling signal. You can turn the thermostat off or then back on. Same thing. You can power cycle the unit, shut the main power off, power it back on. You can also disconnect the common on the lockout logic, and you will reset it. But I'm just gonna do disconnecting the cooling signal, which is right here. This is Y1. So I'm gonna pull this take on. All right, so now it should be reset. Just that I don't have my temperature probes connected, but I just want to see what's going on with my system. Have an idea. Again, you're seeing this real time. Looks like my head pressure is getting rather high. Oh yeah, this is R22. It's going up there. I think I see the problem, guys. I add pressures. Haha. Here's your diagnostics. All right, that's it. So now I gotta go check my condenser. This is the discharge pipe. Rather hot. See if I can get a reading for you guys. It's not fair. It's not a good reading. It's just my liquid line. 133 degrees, all right? That's all you need to see right there. That's hot. So perhaps the fan outside is not turning. I don't know. Let's go check it out. Let's go see. Stay tuned. What do I need? I'm just gonna take a 10-in-1 and my meter. This is not my favorite one. Where is it? This one right here, the Klein. So this one right here is magnetic. Actually, it's 11-in-1. So I'm gonna take this on my meter, so we can go outside and check that motor. All right, stay tuned. Now, before I go outside, I just want to point something out. So this is the compressor contactor, and it's also coupled as the condenser fan contactor. So up top is where your power comes in. I think so, yep. That's your main power. And then these two yellow wires is going to your compressor. Now this compressor is a 3-phase compressor. It's just that I don't know why Carrier does this. They take one line from the main power and go directly into the compressor. As you can see, there's 3 yellow wires going to the compressor, but only 2 on the contactor. It's just weird. It's just silly. This contactor has been replaced, by the way, because this originally will be a contactor 2 poles like this one. So this was replaced. All right. So anyways, so these are your compressor wires, power wires, and these additional 2 wires here, they're routed to your condenser fan. So when the compressor contactor goes in or the compressor gets power, the condenser fan gets power. All right. So I don't know what I should probably do is disconnect the compressor bit, these 2 wires here, secure them, reset it so that this will pull in, sending power to my condenser fan, so when I go outside I can see what's going on. You know what, perhaps I'll do that. Stay tuned. Okay, so I have both wires disconnected. I just leave some extra tape, left some extra tape so I can secure them to the side of the contactor, so I know that this one goes on this side, this one goes on that side. That's why I'll reconnect them, because it's not a big deal, but if you do it, flip them around, because it's a 3-phase compressor, it will be running backwards. So just to avoid that problem, it's a simple problem to solve anyways. Just gotta flip the wires back around, but just, you know, for making life easier, that's what I'm doing right here. I just stick them to the side. Now bear in mind, in this setup, because one wire goes to the compressor directly, these 2 wires, they're hot. They have 120 volts of potential on them, so you got to be real careful. Pro level stuff, not do it yourselfers. All right, so now that I have the compressor disconnected, I'm going to go and do the reset. All right, now, oh man, this lockout logic, someone had commented, I did a video on this, and someone had commented that the current sensing bit of the lockout logic, if it doesn't sense a current draw within, I think, 5 seconds, it will lock out. And I said I have to go and test it, put it to the test, because I was thinking that if there's no safeties that's open, it won't lock out. And if this current sensing bit right here, this current sensing ring, it will lock the compressor, or lock the unit out, or lock the system out based on high amperage draw. So I stand corrected, proving there's no amperage drawn right now, and it did in fact lock out. It didn't lock out on pressures because the compressor didn't turn on. It's not low pressure because the system has pressure. The only reason why it's locked out is because there was no amperage drawn through this wire. And this wire, you can see, comes off the main power, goes through the lockout logic and round to the compressor. So that's been verified, so that's how that works. It locks out based on pressures and no amperage draw. So if there's no amperage draw, instantaneously locks out. So I'm gonna have to bypass this lockout logic. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna grab some jumpers. Have to have these in your tool arsenal. And I have the lockout logic on my phone here. I have a picture of the schematic. So I can see that the switch is between terminal 2 and I think this is going to be 3 because this is 1. That's the logic. This is X. So this contact right here, 2, and this should be 3. That goes into your low pressure and compressor contactor. So if I put a jumper across this one, which it should be 3, and this one right here, I should be bypassed. Okay. So I don't know if you could see this. Try my best to zoom in, but this is 1. This one right, the second terminal is 2, and the one below that is blue wire. That's 3, and this one is X. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my jumper between 2 and 3. All right. Stay tuned. Okay, my jumper is installed. Unfortunately, I couldn't hold the camera while doing it because it's a tight space, tight squeeze. I'm literally on my knees, guys. So, but as you can see by doing that, the contactor is in, it's energized, it's engaged, and so I should be getting power at my fan. So I'm gonna go outside and see what's going on. Stay tuned. Yeah, I have a feeling the condenser fan is just not running. All right, but this is how I do it real time, real world, real HVAC. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do upload videos on a weekly basis. Off to the condenser I go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the condenser. Oh, wait a minute. You guys see what I'm seeing here? Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? That's it, guys. Let's see what happens if I throw the switch, because this switch is in the off position. On, off. It's knifed off. But before I put it on, I just want to open the control section and just to make sure everything is all right, because I don't know if there's a reason why someone turned it off. But based on what's going on inside and what I'm seeing here, this is a problem. The switch is off, so the fan can't run. I'm gonna go ahead and check right here to see if I'm getting my power and if everything is okay with my power supply, and then I'm gonna check the contactor in here. There should be a contactor in here, I'm assuming. I don't know. This condenser is not a carrier condenser. It's just a generic condenser they put on the unit with the same capacity. It will work. Oh, there's no contactor, so the direct power from that disconnect switch into the motor. It's a capacitor right there. That's it. So close that back up. We'll check for power. All right, so this video is almost going to be at its end. Basically, once I turn this on, turn this power on, if the fan runs, that's it. Problem solved. Now, once again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You know, I do upload videos on a weekly basis. It's real time, real world, real HVAC simplified. All right, no BS on my channel. So let's check right down here. Up top is where the power comes in, but I'm just going to go and check the bottom one. Okay, so there's nothing there. It's because the switch is off, of course, obviously. We'll go up top right now. You guys could see. Okay, so I'm on it. So I have power. So there's potential up top in these two terminals. I'll just check those so you guys saw it real time. That's good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. That's all. Just turning it on, baby. What do you know? Let's see if the coil, the condition of the coil. Not bad. You know what? I'll go back upstairs right now and put the compressor wires back and restart it. Check some superheat and some subcooling. Do you want to stick around? All right. Once again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do upload videos on a weekly basis. You're still here? You're special. I love this light. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the jumper, and right away the compressor is going to lock out. The contactor is going to de-energize right away, instantaneously. So yeah, I couldn't put it in real time, live, but I can remove it live. Okay, now I'm just going to undo these tapes, reinstall or reinsert my wires, reset the lockout, and see my pressures. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw on my temperature sensors as well. You know, liquid line and suction line. So it looks like whenever it's synced, it does a slower flash, slower dance. Because you can see these are flashing rather rapidly. The temperature clamps. Got my low side and my suction pipe, and my high side and my liquid line, so I can check I can check subcooling. Superheat, subcool. Yeah, so they're flashing rather fast, and those are doing rather slow because they're synced already. Grab the app and sync everything up. It's gonna go right here. On it all. All right. Now I'm gonna go reset my system. I think I missed it a few times, but which is not good. It's bad for the unit actually. Let's see what we got. Hate those damn spam calls. Really annoying. Alright, so head pressure is looking good. I can feel the cold air already hitting me. So that's 64 degree supply. According to the thermostat, we're 83 degrees in the room, so that's correct. This system is working nice because 83 and 63, that's 20 degrees delta. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this video off. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the bell icon.